Welcome everyone, this is Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about peak performance, but in a different way. Because when we look at business coaches, we look at mindset coaches or life coaches or performance coaches, the aspect is how can we help you be in a better position, a better scenario. However, there is an aspect to looking at who you are as a person also. Because we can put you in the best scenario, but if we put you in the wrong scenario, are you truly the best person? And today, this is the aspect of the conversation. Because let's say you want a lot of money, want millions of dollars. Here you go. Here's $1 million. Are you any happier? Are you any more fulfilled? Yeah, maybe for a little bit, right? They say if you get a lot of inheritance or money instantly, you might be happy for anywhere from 4 to 6 months and then it wears off and now you're back to where you are. And you have to ask yourself, if you go back to that unhappiness of where you are, right? The homeostasis is basically what it is. After 4 to 6 months, would you make a change to try to get back to that happiness? Or would you try to use the money as a tool or resource for you to try to find and seek happiness? This is a question for you. Because most people do. Most people will spend all the money that they got to think that this is going to make them happy until they lose it all. And now they're back to where they are. Because we can talk about financial literacy. We can talk about the different aspects to what you should be doing. But we do have to look at the before and the after. If you were not happy before, after is going to be the same. And there's nothing that you can do if you don't take action. And there's not many things that are going to replace hard work. You have to do the hard work. You have to go on the journey. You have to give yourself the intention to be better. Because I treat moments like that as opportunities. Because I can get a big client. I can get a bunch of people signing up for coaching. And I can say, oh, wow, look at all this money. And I should just go out and buy a Lamborghini or go out, buy a mansion. I mean, I could do that. The issue is, will it make me any happier? Would it simplify or would it make my life more difficult? I'm about making my life as simple as possible. I understand that, I do coaching. I love coaching. But at some point, I'm going to have a team of coaches, Mindset University coming out next year. I mean, when we start to look at how I am running the business, how I'm running the brand, I'm separating myself to do the things that I love to do. I love to educate. I love to instill wisdom. I love to guide. I love to lead. We do have to give ourselves the aspect of being open for that. Sometimes you might give yourself an idea of, I want to change. I want to do this, but you feel stuck. It might not be the right time. Maybe you're stuck down in a job because of an obligation, maybe of a commitment to be a provider, protect and provide. You have to put bread on the table, roof over the head for the kids maybe. It can be scary to take a leap of faith. That leap right there can change your whole entire life. It can change your whole entire circumstance. We do need to begin a piece at a time sometimes. So today is going to be an episode that we're going to be dissecting what is going on in our life and associating what happened in someone else's life and how we can compare it to ours. Of course, it won't be exactly the same, but there's going to be many similarities and many nuggets that you can take from this and begin to apply it to your life today. So let's get into that interview with my guest, Lucie Ptasznik. All right, everyone. I'd like to thank you so much for watching that interview with my guest, Lucie Ptasznik. When we get ourselves this idea of, performance and trying to be our highest potential self, we have to look at, well, what is it that's truly potential? Because potential can have a different definition too. I know people probably are like, there's so many definitions that I have to define, and that is what we have to do in life. We can't just leave it up to Webster all the time. We have to understand this is what we want, and we need to understand how we're going to get there. Because if you just say, well, this is what I want, but you don't have a plan, now it's just a fantasy. It's just a dream, right? Maybe even borderline delusion. I'm not saying that you can't get to your dreams, but you can't just wait for your dreams to come to you at all times. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. That's like saying, well, the house is on fire. I know I need to put water to douse the flames, but I'm just going to wait for some rain. I'm just going to wait for some rain to come to douse this house fire, and I'm going to let everything go up into flames until the rain comes. But guess what? Not a cloud in the sky. I'm not saying that we have to wait for those dark days, for moments like that. The sun can be a blessing sometimes, but then you don't see people doing sun dances. People do rain dances. They understand that those moments of disparity, darkness, coldness, maybe being wet, are moments when things have an opportunity to grow. A seed is planted in the dirt and water is put on to make the soil moist, if the soil is not already moist. And in that darkness, that seed begins to cultivate, and it starts to sprout. And eventually it grows and it pops out of the soil. It had confidence. Do you? Because you might be in a dark place right now. You might not be in the best environment right now. But it doesn't mean that that has to be your forever situation. You don't have to just sit there and be buried, and that is your life all the way until death. Because if you think about it, the analogy is going to be, you're in the ground, you can either grow and sprout. And I'm not saying become a zombie when you're, all said and done. Come out and start walking around trying to, reach your high potential again. I'm talking about right now we have a possibility. We have a life. We talked about briefly, I don't know if you caught it, that in life, right? Life has no meaning, but hopefully somewhere in your life, you get to create meaning. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you are going to be the best son or daughter or best worker. I mean, you give yourself the meaning. It is going to be unique to you. And I say, for the meaning that you create, it should be something that you are excited about. You wake up and you're like, I can't wait to get to this meaning. I can't wait to get to this part of my day. We have moments like that. Sometimes we just relinquish the moments and just call it, a temporary thing. Think of a vacation. You got a 2-week vacation. You're going to the Bahamas. You're going to Peru. You're going somewhere very nice. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to go there. And you're like, I love this. I don't want to go back home. And then you come back home and you're like, I can't wait to go back. But you're stuck. You don't have any freedom. You don't have any flexibility. And many of the reasons that it all comes down to is because you are not doing everything in your power, in your potential. How can we start to reach our peak performance to where we are? And then how can we challenge to be better than that peak performance? The day of, the day before, the day after, the week, the month, the year, the lifetime. Sometimes we're not going to always be able to do what we once did. But that doesn't mean that we have to shudder at the aspect that we are human. We rise, we fall, we have good days, we have bad days, but the aspect is we all have the ability to be more, to do more. You have to begin to ask yourself the question, if I'm not doing this, how can I start to do it? And I have found the best way for people to take action in whatever endeavor of their life, relationship, family, career, whatever. You need a coach, you need a mentor, you need a guide, you need someone there to say, hey, I see what you're doing. We're on the right path, but we need to keep on pushing. That accountability is priceless. There is no better investment for yourself. Who you can be, that's the investment. That is the potential. And there's no cap on it, people. You can be as great or as insignificant as you want. I hope you choose greatness. I hope you choose the aspect that I want to be more right now. So do it. And if you need help, check out the links in the description box below. Reach out to us here at Reven Concepts. More than happy to help you on that journey of life and fulfillment. There's many things to mindset, people, but you have to find those things that matter the most. We help people, and I know Lucie helps people find those things that matter the most. It's only a click away, so take action today. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, email me coachinginsession@gmail.com, and I'll see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone take care.